I grew up in Linwood in the southeast side of Los Angeles. My parents are Mexican immigrants. My parents don't have a formal education, so a lot of that was a challenge growing up. I think as long as I can remember, when I learned to read, I was expected to translate financial legal documents that I probably can't even translate today. I would call for my parents. I translated my own parent conferences. But in spite of that, and in spite of my parents' barriers in terms of finances and education, I always had a lot of support. And I think that allowed me to know that I could achieve whatever I wanted to achieve if I kind of took the work ethic that my parents had. Well, I came into Cal State LA for my history master's thinking that I would probably pursue a traditional PhD right after and maybe do traditional teaching. But I decided to poke my head into the archives here, and I wanted to know a little bit what it was about. And I started working at the archives department here, and I didn't understand what an archives department really was, but then I learned that we're preserving history, we're fixing books, we're restoring documents, we're putting on exhibits, we're engaging the community, we're engaging people to come and access our documents, and we're actually preserving current history too. And I never really thought of the importance of it, and I didn't have a personal connection to it. And I think as I started working in the archives here, I also pursued a museum internship, and we started engaging in exhibits that incorporated LA history. And I think the grassroots nature of that museum was key to my personal and academic development, because our exhibits are not only displaying LA history but also showing how they connect to our present and how they tell us where we are now, which is not how a lot of people tend to think of history. They kind of think ahistorically, that we're in the present and everything's fine and fixed. But I think our work at that museum is to show that the social justice has been in the veins of Los Angeles since its founding, and that some of these issues are still really, really important today, and they're well and alive. And that's what we try to achieve at the Museum of Social Justice. My dream job would be to become an LA public historian. And that meaning not a traditional historian and that you're just working within academics, but you're actually engaging the public. So you're working either at a museum or a cultural institution. Support from this award would help me continue to engage in those community activities, all of my volunteer activities with the museum, working with the archive, and some of the projects that I conduct back in my own high school. Every year we have a conference that brings in alumni from Linwood High School to help students like us get into college. And most of us are from traditional working class backgrounds. Our parents don't speak the language, our parents don't know about college, they don't know about the resource. So every year since I've graduated from high school in the past 9 years, I've participated in that, as well as work on my master's thesis, which involves, of course, archival research in Los Angeles. Thank you for considering me for this award.